Sorry about that latest shit, y'all. Had some family stuff had to handle. Whew, god damn, it's cold. Alright. So, yeah, I'm alive. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, damn, there's a good video in here. I'm so sorry, y'all. I really am. Alright. We do a couple different things today. First off, I hope everybody's staying warm. Kind of cold. Draw some connecting lines real quick. That. Yeah, probably some sketchy stuff. Actually, today we're gonna do probably a couple pins because I think I got 2 left out of the kits that they sent me. But it's February. Valentine's Day is rolling up. I got an idea. I want to try it out. Might be something that actually works. Might be something that doesn't. I don't know. But if we could pull it off, it'd be pretty cool. And I haven't seen it done a whole lot on the lathe. I've seen people do it with CNCs and stuff like that. But you think you got a couple of fountain pens? Ooh. There's that. I don't have any Valentine's Day blanks done up. I'm not really big on Valentine's Day. Okay. So, what we have here, which you guys can't see, got to move you over. Yada yada. Is I've got 2 2x4s. Ran them through the table saw to square up the corners, and then ran them through the planer to square them up and everything else like that. In between them, I've got the blue tape and CA going on. We're not going to leave all the truss to that, trust me. Back this thing up here a little bit. Put a stripe of tape around the center of it. Doing this, make sure you go in the opposite direction of the way the lathe spins, so it doesn't unwind itself. Oop. I don't know if I'm gonna be back at school tomorrow or not, man. There's still like 4 inches of ice on everything here. Turn the speed down low on this thing. I'm going to try to shore up these to where I can get a tenon on each side of it. Without eating the 2x4, you know? That's the plan. Pick the track carbide on this one, where I'm not cranking it super fast. I feel a lot more comfortable once I get a 10 established. And we're still not perfectly round yet. Notice the speed just elevated, so we're past the point of giving a damn. A little bit more. Okay, that's rounded, that's still together. Now we'll actually focus on rounding the rest of it off. So we just gotta make the rest of it a diameter. Okay, that's rounded. Round off this end, tape this up, round off the middle, and then we can cut it in half and we can actually work on the project. Separating and the tape just came off. Alright, tape just came off. We're good. And she's wobbling. Maybe. Okay, that was just me. We're good. right, so I'm gonna cut a 10 on this end, 10 on this end, tape them, remove this down to where it's flush with the rest of it. We're gonna part this in half. And where this is two 2x4s, I'm making my tenon a little bit longer than I normally do. Take this off for a minute. Tenon's in there. Take this nonsense off here. Put it on the other side. Knock this down in the middle, and then we'll split her in half. This is just basic construction pine. I wanted to see if this worked before we done it with something like a walnut or anything like that. What's up, Johnny? What's up, everybody? I'm not ignoring you. Just kind of like embarrassed that I was late to my own damn party. Okay. Whoop. Sketchy. That is sketchy as try a different short-handed here. Alright, I think that's round enough to work with. It is. Once again, construction grade pine. We're going to take this, I'll probably part it at the miter saw just for expedience sake, but we are going to part it right about there. That'll give me, I believe, plenty enough room to do what I've got to do. So, knock this off here, go part it, and then we can chuck it up and do what we're going to do. Watch your ears. Alright, so we got these. I watched a video on YouTube, and there was this guy that had this super complex mathematical formula and everything like that, and like, not real good at math, you know? Not like that kind of math. So, what we're going to do is, I've tried to simplify it down to like the dumbest formula possible. We're going to see if that works. Okay. Move that back, turn the speed down a little bit, see how she acts. Okay, so our center's on center. What we're going to do is we are going to cut pretty much a donut on the inside of this, like a hollowed out donut. If you guys can see that, but I will bring it down a little bit closer to where you're just damn near in the way. So that's how I roll. Maybe. There y'all go. So, just to show before I get the bowl gouge out, we're going to cut. Come here, bitch. There we go. We're going to cut on this side, all the way over to that center point. We're not going to remove the center point, and then I'll check the walls on it. We're going to do the, obviously by cutting on this side, do the same thing over there. So let me get a gouge out here. No, that's touching you. I'm sorry. There we go. Grain pine is a bitch, regardless of what you cut it with. So if we're going to abuse something, I'd rather abuse a round carbide than a bowl gouge. I was trying to mitigate tear out and use an actual bowl gouge. Looks like I'm gonna go back in afterwards and polish everything up, I reckon. But it's kind of the nature of the beast when you're working with a 2x4. Try a little bit bigger of a round carbide. Might help us with the angle we're working for here. Okay, so actually the tear out isn't god-awful bad, thank God. We're going to have to go just a tad bit deeper with that, not a whole lot. And then we'll do the outside. Warm my hands up here for a second by the heater. I think that'll do it. Okay, so this edge right here, we want to make this as flat as possible, but we don't want to reduce a whole lot on the outside diameter because we're going to have to match that up here in a minute. So what we're going to do, get that right about there like. Where this isn't in grain, it'll give me a chance to use my bowl gouge a little bit, thank God. Smooth it a little bit, don't tear it up. Just ride the bevel enough to make the outside of it presentable. Okay. Then we'll take our, just square it up. Because she's not square yet. There we go. Alright, outside of it, pretty square. Pencil, dumbass. There we go. That's where the top of her cavity is going to be. So we're going to move over about, this is where we're going to measure the wall thickness and everything. Bet you never thought you'd see this shit get busted out on this channel especially. Yeah, I know. Set of calipers, boys, or whatever the hell. I think they're calipers. I don't fucking know. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this back to the second line, and we're gonna roll that in. Make a little bit of a stem, then carve it indent on the top of it. I know that sounds like a mouthful of shit. I'm sorry. Not a whole lot. Yeah, it's like 15 here. It's a wee bit cold, yo. So. You're using a traditional parting tool and not a saw. Make sure you cut like 2 different lanes side by side, relieve some of the heat, or you're going to burn your tool up and burn up the inside of your project here. Don't want to do that, especially since this one's been a total pain in the ass since the start. I feel like fucking He-Man. Alright, so that's pine, nothing great. I'm making it work. Get the outer wall established on that. At this point, you can damn near cut the bottom part out of this. We'll get back to that in a minute. Set this over here. The reason why we haven't made the outside of this all purdy and stuff yet, and this is why. Okay. The end grain, once again, I'm sure the bowl gouge is not going to perform well in the end grain, especially on pine. I don't like that. Alright, so that's the inside, that's the outside. I think we can take the outside just a little bit deeper. Not a whole lot deeper, but just a little bit. That would be it. Alright, so outside, inside. Set this off the side for a minute. think we might be able to get the second part that we need out of this, which is the same puck that came off of. So we're going to give that a shot first. And if it does, it'll give us enough blanks for 2 of these projects. Okay. First off, we need to shore this up, make sure this is flush across the front. Not quite mock Jesus yet, but take our skew up here and just try to square this up. Because I think I've got it kind of narrowed down to where you really only need like 1, maybe 2 measurements on this whole ordeal. Now we're going to hollow this out to a cone. We're not going to eat it, by God. Might have got a little hard with the heifer on the carbides there, but we've been hit before. We'll go again. I don't know if you guys can hear all the cracks and everything around here in the background. That is that's the ice melting off my shop. It's like Africa or like Antarctica cold up here. There's that. Almost, just a little bit more. Not too bad. All right, so now we're going to take the tape off this for a second. Two and a half mil. that one's gonna go. Set it back to where we were here. Okay. So that went out not cool at all. Alright. Which means she might be out of center. Alright. Do have a knot there. I don't think that'll affect it that much. Okay, so this is where the bottom of our cabinet is, and this is where we're going to make our cut into. So we're going to clean the sides of this up with the bowl gouge again, and then we're going to start parting it off from there. Hopefully it doesn't fly out and hit me in the face. Same thing as before. We're going to flip it over inside this, clean up the bottom. Actually, I don't know if we can get this on the inside of this. If we can, make a whole hell of a lot easier. I think we can. Mount it up on me outside the same way we done the first one. Your hand gets cold, you start doing stupid stuff with it. That's all I'm saying. There we go. Finally. Hands up a little bit. Holy shit, it's cold, man. You can take it out. Artisan wood turning by Cindy. You're real close, like, huh? Alright, so once again, I wanted to do this with pine before I done it with something cool like walnut or limba or something exotic. So you got this, they go together. We're going to use our chuck, the outward pressure of it, to pop them open from the blue tape and CA glue thing we done here. It will work, I promise. That lets me get underneath the blue tape. There we go. And if anything, this just goes to show that we could have went deeper on the actual inside of these to make these cavities bigger. Oh shit, come on, work with me here. Good job, miss. It's not my skew. That's my skew. Cool. If we learned anything from this, it's So we need to make the cavities deeper. And because of the way we cut them, I think we can actually do it still. So, get that off there. Give it a shot. Speed down a little bit. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Hell with it. Cold now. Yeah, you know what, hell with it. You get the point on that one. Put the second one in here, give it some love. Maybe you won't have to. I know the top is kind of shallow. We'll find out real quick. If we don't, I'll show you. We'll move on with life. Maybe not, I don't know. Absolutely. All right, so this is what we got. It's 2x4s. Once again, it's nothing great, but working with the hollow and the negative space in between them, you take these two pieces and you glue them together. You get the inside heart cavity now. With this just being our first one, and you know, the math not really mathing the way it should. We can obviously come down here a little bit deeper in the bottom. We can round off the tops up here and everything like that, but that will give us the heart-shaped cavity inside the bowl. So one blank makes two bowls actually. And I figured there would be some kind of a learning curve to it. So that makes two. Make these on a larger scale. You can make these with segmented stuff like that. And you'd think that, like, with it being Valentine's Day and stuff like that, you could probably, maybe, sell a few of those. What you're gonna do, and hell with it, I got some glue here. It's just CA. I mean, it's not like the proper glue. But for a quick ass demo, I don't think I'd hurt anything. Alright, so those, once again, we can go deeper, way deeper in the bottom. Story of my life. Kind of like gradual and radiate that out there. And then up here at the top, we can curve those around a little bit more, but you'll get the hard effect and all that stuff like that. So, I don't know. It is what it is, right? I really don't want to do epoxy right now. Alright, let me clean this off real quick and we will get on to something else other than pine. About done with the damn pine. I know what I was going to make, and I still very well might possibly do that. The little scoops. I want to make some scoops because I got to make a couple salt jars for my mother-in-law, because just like everything else, stuff for your immediate family gets put on the back burner. Cut a couple blanks out of this. This is catalpa. Got a really nice grain to it, but it's super small. Back. So this is a catalpa. I've actually got a couple big ass branches of it and sections, stuff like that. Alright, set it up. Now when I said scoops, I meant some pretty small scoops. Like I said earlier, I'm making salt and pepper containers, so I don't need like damn shovel, nothing like that. So right off the rip, you got to get it rounded. I don't think it's 100% round yet, not nearly, but we're getting there. So Alright. So, fair to price, I think look at my shop stuff. I don't necessarily want to use any kind of carbides on this. But I'm kind of like not using carbides. Oh. See where we're at here. A little bit more. I want to go a little bit more. I know that sounds stupid, but we're just digging off doing what we can here. I want to go a little bit more. There we go. She is much better now. That's where the actual back depth of it is, so we're going to come back just past it a little bit. What's up, everybody? I'm not ignoring y'all, I promise. Yeah, there's that. Alright, now we get to like play back here a little bit. Bust the skew guide or the skew back out. Not something I'm inherently great at by any means, but I'm working on it. I really am. I have a smaller one, but what the hell, we're working with this. Why not? Fuck, no! That's horrible. How bad did I tear it up? Enough to piss me off? There's that. Didn't turn out as great as I wanted to, but give me just a second. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Little scoops. But now, after seeing that I can do that, I am going to take off with something for just a second. Make it happen. Okay. fucking love. There we go, over here. Yeah, you can use your spindle gouge as a drill bit. Wouldn't recommend it a lot, you know. And you go back in, just rotate upward. Help you clear out the center of it. Yeah, like that. Pretty cool. I'll take it. Drop my pencil down in my hole. Cool. So, gotta mark how deep that is because I don't know. I just went fucking sent it, you know. That's where she's at. Pencil. Start our taper there. Knocked it off center, of course I did. Broke the center pin out. Why not, boys? Ooh. Not my best work, but it's tiny and it's deep. Like, that's deep. Should be able to fit this inside of it. But don't go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, Simple Wood is sending me some stuff. They actually reached out to me, which is pretty cool. They are sending me some stuff. So we're that deep, about an inch deep in the hole on the top. And it's a wee little chalice. I don't know. Barbie doll stuff. Ooh, it's cold, boys. It is cold. Chase in here? What's up? Stick around. I'm going to use my bowl gouges as a hammer. Be right up your alley. Well, I did a scoop. Just a small scoop. Didn't turn out that great. Actually, it's the first scoop I ever made. And then I wanted to get wild with it, just see if I could do it with traditional tools instead of my carbides. But I made a really small chalice. Like, itty bitty. And the inside of it's actually like straight, coned at the bottom, and a chalice. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to drive some 16 penny nails with my skew here in a minute. So Chase, it's right up your alley, man. Now that all that's kind of out of the way, let's make a damn bowl. Let me find something down here and I'll let you guys pick the material. Got some kiln dried sassafras with some European beech. Always makes for a good combo. Ain't no joke. We don't joke around here. I could use this as a jimmy cap. Right over the end of it, dude. I've got some of this here walnut that I could probably do something cool with. Got some bark on the side of it, but I think I'd be able to hollow most of that bark out. It's a spindle of figured walnut. Hola, just to say hi. Oh, you cool. Dude, Thomas Love, thanks for popping by. Still cool. Thank you, brother. Yeah, do a spindle with this. Do a cup with it, whatever y'all want to do. And then up here, as far as blanks go, I got Wingay, white limba, some bloodwood, got some black limba, got some maple, got some figured maple. Let's show it back here. Some kiln-dried kapuru. And I got all kinds of spindles and stuff if you want anything like that made. Just let me know here. Yes, European beech is fun to turn as well. Has anyone noticed that old oak reusing is hard as hell, just broken at the same time? I've got a chunk of oak over here, a piece of barn beam that I've been wanting to make some stuff out of. Well, again, press the fast. Just say hi this evening here, so kids, that's cool. Ah, dude, I appreciate the hell of it, man. Thank you for stopping by. It means like a lot to me. And making little stuff for a little bit. Now we're getting back into some bowls with some gouges and stuff. Got some kapuru. I know what we can make. I know what we can make. I've been wanting to make one of them for a while. We're going to use some of this olive wood. Oak is your favorite. Well, we might run some here in a minute too. I'm gonna make a because I'm making a metric crap ton of pins now. I'm gonna make a legit fancy pin holder, about yay long. It'll probably be about 1 inch shorter than the overall length of this because I'm gonna do an inside socket with it. We'll get to that in a minute. You guys are talking about oak. You gave me the itch. Not like the itch you gotta go get a penicillin shot for or anything like that, but it's an itch, damn it. That is in fact a barn beam. Chunk of a red oak barn beam. So, make a bowl out of it. Olive does smell great. Jeff was 100% correct on that. Stuff smells amazing. Let me mark center on this. Damn it, Billy. Living in America. I heard there's a new Highlander movie coming out. It's got that guy that plays Superman in it. We're gonna see if we can get our buddy Michael be like a stunt double in it or something. Okay. So this heifer mighty large. Let me get it mounted up here, and then I'll bring you guys down here to where you're hanging out with me too. That's a huge bitch. Yeah, we're going to have to move the whole damn setup on this, boys and girl. I've actually got a few girls in my subscribers and stuff now. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so we're going to turn that way down low. See how she spins, what she's going to hit. She's definitely going to hit that because that would be a super big inconvenience for me. Just have to hold that out of the way. Alright, so you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Does it feel like a damn wind turbine kicking off in here? Yep. We're going to turn it. We're going to make a barn bean bowl. Why? Because why not? Let me get my bowl gouge. And let me get my square nose. We're going to go ahead and sharpen up, and then we're going to get to it. So I don't have a sharpening jig or anything like that, so I'm doing all my sharpening freehanded. But for the most part, the edge you cut with, I'm taking care of it. I believe this is going to be just a run-of-the-mill, basic, big-ass oak bowl. make it a bowl. Okay. Just for the sake of not beating the brakes off of my traditional tools until we get to actually working on it. Face shield on here, should hit me in the face. I can't pronounce your name because I try to use as little tools as possible. Whew. That's a stout heifer. What are you gonna do? Who the hell's taking 45 minutes to round a blank? If you know, I know you, Nana. One day what, you fucking roundhead? My bandsaw is not thick enough to cut a circle in this. It's also harder on your tools when you're hitting just constant 45-degree angles from cutting off the corners of it. If it's softer wood, I get it, but this is barn wood. This stuff's like seasoned, it's aged, man. It's been around for a while. It's harder than a well digger's dick. So you kind of got to like finesse yourself into it. Sit back, learn something. Environmental. I understand that, but there's also some people that come in here solely to run their mouth when they have no idea what's going on. But instead of just asking a question, they'd rather complain and act like they know everything that's going on. I think we've got it almost around. We got a few flat spots on it left, but it's where it's workable at least. Okay, so make sure we're still good and tight on here. Good and tight. Get our bowl gouge. Start rounding off the corners and cutting the tenon in it. I will say that the outside of this, where it's been oxidized and everything else. Jesus, gotta read the comments now because apparently there's some midlife crisis going on down here. I had to hear the language to listen to the video. If you want people, I got an idea. Remove. There you go. I removed you so you don't have to listen to it anymore. No, I'm done with it. I ain't got time for that stupid shit. Sitting out here in 15-degree weather as a grown-ass man, trying to enjoy myself with some friends, like we do every Sunday. People want to come in here and bitch and moan about your language is insulting. If that's the worst thing that I've said on this channel, good God, lady. The sad thing is, I semi-apologize for it. I don't know. Cutboard's getting a chase. Are you serious? Oh God, Jen, I'm going to go and run to my nearest church and repent for everything. Please, someone remove her. She's annoying the hell out of me. Jan, Jan, whatever the hell your name is, fuck off. Someone from your chat for being a Karen, and then they actually come back in the chat with a slightly altered name to continue being a Karen. Jesus God. That's the ultimate form of, I want to speak to your manager. All right, I gotta go sharpen this thing. Barn rough as hell. I said hell, I'm sorry, Jan. Stuff in my hair. slowly getting rounder. We're going to try to come around from the outside now, on the bottom, and bring this in to round it. This bowl is actually going to be way deeper than I thought. Oh, shit, there we go. Hell no, it ain't flat yet. Still going. Still going. That might be too much. Smaller. We're gonna take a break for a second so I can like move around and breathe a little bit. Maybe not freeze to death. Story time with Uncle Moyak. If they are offended by the language of this live, they yeah, just who comes into somebody's chat just bitches about it? Just leave. When a person uses foul language, they are showing society a level of ignorance. That's cool. I'm a pretty ignorant fuck. Bye. And when a person tries to like designate or justify what someone says that are literally hundreds of thousands of miles away from them through words on a chat screen because you deem those words socially acceptable, I think that's the sheer epitome of ignorance. It's not like I'm throwing like racial slurs or condemning someone's religion, sexual preference, or anything like that. I'm speaking freely, which I'm pretty sure is like one of the constitutional, like fundamental rights that we have. Yeah. John's got the idea. No, I don't piss off groups. I don't. It's crazy. Oh, anyways, yeah, this has got some cracks on the bottom, so we're gonna round it off. It's gonna be a bowl. But this chuck oak, especially the oxidized part on it, is super rough, and just by looking at the grain pattern on this, I'll let you guys sit real quick. Maybe if I can unplug this for a second. This oak is extremely old. Like, old. Yeah, did I say a bad word when it was 15 degrees outside? So, yeah, I don't know what people's deal is. I'm not really one to care. I didn't really get into this make friends. Made a few friends along the way. Got some good people. But, oh well. She'll undoubtedly go report the live stream, which I've been reported for less than they didn't do, so I reckon I've got one coming to me. We are going to sharpen the bowl gouge yet again. We're going to come in and we are going to get these flat spouts off there so we can round the bottom of this thing. And then we're going to make it into a bowl. This thing's biting me tooth and nail. I'm not even going to lie. Get you all moved back over here just a wee bit. Ebonizing? No, because everything in my shop is frozen solid, including my ebonizing solution. But I was thinking about taking the scalloping tool and putting a textured ring on this. Artisan wood turned by Cindy. It is so pathetic to be offended by everything there. Oh yeah, I agree. People be alright. Woo! Like the lady that messaged me and told me that she found the name of my channel offensive. Her son was watching some shorts, which I don't speak in, of me turning, and I'm sure conversation went like, "Oh, little Billy, what are you watching?" And he's like, "Oh, Mom, it's Whack-A-Check. This guy turns crazy stuff." And then she messaged me like a 8-paragraph rant about it's inappropriate for my name, The Whacking Shack, and I should change it. Little does she know, my 4-year-old son at the time was the one that named my channel. Some people you just can't make happy. Almost round. No, she won't. What am I making? Tony Buchanan. I think that's how I pronounce your name. I am making a bowl and apparently a bunch of knots in panties with the Karen community. This is a piece of barn oak, or a barn beam oak, and I got a whole board of it sitting over there. I've been eyeballing it for a while. It's currently like 12 degrees in my shop. My feet are cold, and I'm gonna turn this into a pretty big bowl. I might do a little bit of like a focal ring on the outside of it with some scalloping inside of it, you know. Just try to make it fancy and pretty. Oh man, I think I got it around. A little bit more. Tony, you can consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. We got a pretty good community of dudes here and a couple chicks, except for Jam. There's always someone on here turning something, building something, and great group of people as long as you don't try to like impede on them your personal stuff. Crazy, isn't it? Sorry about that, Chase. Almost. Tad bit right over here to get the oxidized part of the wood off. And we'll be able to shape it and do the bottom and everything. Yes, we do. In Ohio, man. Super cold here right now. What state are you from? Kentucky. Where at in Kentucky, man? Tony, whereabouts in Kentucky, man? You ain't gotta give me like a specific or anything, but Addisonville. You're not too god awful far from me, dude. I'm in Lawrence County, Ohio. That should have got rid of all the oxidation on the surface. And for the most part it did. Johnny from Mississippi? I didn't know that. Makes a whole lot of damn sense. Chase, Mex is about 5 hours from me. We are polar opposites of the state, man. I'm at the most southern tip. He's at like the most northern tip. Alright. So, I'm going to sharpen my gouge yet again, because apparently there's a marathon on that today. We're going to shape the bottom of this, cut a mortise in it, sand the outside, throw some finish on it, and then we're going to work on the inside. Actually, we're not going to do the outside yet, or the inside yet, because we've got to put our flourish on there. Woo! Karen's. Hey, Michael, jeez. What's up, Boondock? How you doing, brother? Oh, yeah, man. Pop in here and watch. It's actually pretty cool. So we're going to take and lower this down a little bit. We're going to shore up the bottom, curve this edge a little bit. We're going to cut us a mortise in there to where we can flip it and mount it in the chuck. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut our mortise in here now. Good God, were they back again? Some people's kids, man. Yes, I'm making a bowl. I just cut the bottom. This is a chunk of an old barn bean. I don't know how old it is. I know just by looking at the grain. Pretty old. And the outside of it is glassy now. Wow. It's got some cracks in there. I'm not too terribly worried about that. I'm gonna clean up the edge of it just a little bit, and then we might come up here and we might do the actual flourishing and stuff before we hollow it out. Apparently today we're doing a special on how many times we can sharpen a gouge. That it is, Michael Wilson, that it is. Going to move you guys up here, I guess, for this part of it. Give you a little bit better advantage of what's going on. Alright, so I'm wanting to put, before we get down here and start hollowing everything out and all that, and putting like crazy amount of like effort into it, I'm going to draw a couple lines on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut with my parting tool a couple dimples into there. That way I can I don't know exactly what happened. What's up, my dear? How's it going, man? Piece of barn oak. What's up, Trevor? Sorry. We went over that once. Alright, so I'm going to cut two termination lines in it. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to grab my mallet and my one of my scoop tools, and then I'm going to put some texturing inside this before we flip it over and go around the inside of it. So go grab a mallet, grab a tool. Woo. plan is oh wow, she's hard. Might need to get my bigger gouge for that. Damn, that's rough. Decent curvatures of these, but man, that's gonna take a lot more time. Oh well. Okay. What was that? At least half as much skill shit. You guys haven't checked out Trevor from Madeira Designs. You need to really go check out his channel. Mount was made by Steve at my Honey's Handmade. I've had it forever. I won it in one of his giveaways, and I use it for all of my hand carving. From the hand carved signs to this kind of stuff. No real rhyme or reason about the texturing on this, just Okay, so we got them going this way. Now we're going to get them going this way. What's up, BV? How you going, brother? Y'all got 4 inches of snow down there? Holy hell. We got 2 inches of snow and like 3 inches of ice. Horrible. What's up, Harvey? You guys are just tuning in. This isn't like a this is a segment that's not so much wood turning. I'm just putting some texture around this rim. Here we go. Been at it for a few minutes, but we're almost done with the texturing part. We'll get right back to the turning here in just a second. YouTube is rough. Yeah, well, we try to keep this corner of YouTube political free, judgment free. Just try to make it where you can come, hang out, and not have to hear about a bunch of ignorant stuff all damn day long. why I'm chiseling this, and I'm almost done. Please check out my sponsors. I've got Got Wood LLC, probably the best sponsor I have. Strong Ink Pens, another badass sponsor. Find by Tool, they hooked me up with this lathe. I'm eventually going to have to upgrade and get a bigger lathe because I want to turn some bigger stuff. Please check out the other channels in here. Bunch of good dudes and chicks. Please consider liking and subscribing. It helps out the channel a lot. Almost done. Alright, so textured a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough for it to look different than the rest of the bowl. Gonna get our, where'd I put you at? Diamond head parting tool. I'm gonna make these lines just a little bit more pronounced. And then we're going to sand that. Yes, I just watched that Bourbon Moth sign, dude. And I am going to do I'm going to do a sign for the front of the shop here. I don't know if I'm going to put the Whacking Shack logo on it or the logo I put on the bottom of my bowls, the DeLauder and Son. But yeah, that was pretty badass the way he done it, and he didn't use a CNC. I was pretty impressed with that. And you know that I like to do the hand carving stuff on signs, so I figured that'd be pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to make sure that our tenon is dovetailed on the back because, let's be honest, this thing's real heavy and I don't want to fly back and bust me in the melon. For that, I'm going to employ some sketchy techniques here. Make sure that dovetail's cut real good. And then I'm thinking about maybe putting a stain on here since how it's colder and I'll get out and my ebonizing solution's done. I do have some black stain that I could just kind of put in there. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like after I get the inside of it hollowed out. She's going to be a pretty good sized bowl though. She's heavy right now. Okay. Put you up there in the toolbox. Slide you away. Turn the speed down, see how she runs. Cool. Stay with me. I'm going to take a leak real quick. Okay. So we need to sharpen up Beulah again and get to working on the inside of this. Alright, let's do this. Good Lord. Tail stops. Sliding up on me. this oak is something fierce, y'all. My Jesus. That is some stout shit. This works better with a green tail tape. Go sharpen this real quick. never seen a wood that would like dull a gouge so fast in my life. Like this is kind of crazy, really. Yeah, mount my light up here so you guys can see kind of what the hell's going on. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to bump y'all. Do this with the bowl gouge, but I'm going to kick this lathe in reverse. I'll try to work on this side over here a little bit, so it's not putting as much pressure on the axis. Kind of weird to set it up like that. I don't know if I like it or not. It seems kind of sketchy. Way sketchier than the normal shit that I do. We're in reverse. Rubbing the rim because we're idiots. There we go. remember that we're cutting on this side. Don't do dumb shit like that. Are you cutting that upside down? No, I put it in reverse and I started cutting on the back side of it because it's easier for me to see without putting my head in front of the camera. Probably not the best way to do it, but you know, it works all right. Now we're going to put it back in drive. We'll be cutting on this side now. And I want to shape this inside wall a little bit before we get the scrapers out. Finish up this lip. We're going to come out here and we're going to work on this, the base of the bowl a little bit. So, back and drive, moving in the right direction. Turn the speed down just a little bit. She's walking. Awesome, Harvey. Okay, so got that pretty curved out. We're going to take our scrapers and hit the inside of that here in a little bit. But I'm going to go down here and give this bottom edge a little bit of love. Nothing too god awful crazy. Really need to pull this thing down. When that walnut fell off there and hit me in the toe a few minutes ago when I was hollowing out the inside of that, I peed a little bit. I just want you guys to know that. Okay. way. What's up, Timber? Okay, so do got some cracks in her. Nothing too god awful crazy that's going all the way through. I'm going to love the inside of this with a scraper. What the? I pressed the fucking button again. Alright. Clean off your faces. Alright, well that's curved on the bottom. It's curved on the inside. And still needs a little bit. I got like a little bit of a pyramid going on in there. All right, there we go. She's round. Ed. I believe I've got some. Where are you at? Where my ebony at? I got a jug of ebony right there. Jar of raccoon peckers. These some bitches right here might be just too entirely cold for this to even work. This is the Windsor spray marker tool they sent me. I really like it. I haven't reviewed it yet because the one they sent to me, the housing on it is like cracked, and I can't give it a good review, like 100% review, just because of the cracked housing. And whenever I messaged them back about it, they pretty much told me you get what you get. And the concept of it's awesome. Matter of fact, I think they make another model of it. Let me turn this down. I have to get one of those damn airbrush setups like BW's got. Dave's got one too, I think. Alright, there's that. Set this over here for a minute. This is red oak, so I could use a hardwood on it. I might not have to, but turn the speed up. Okay, we darken those. I'm sand the rim, sand the edge of it. that. Obviously the sandpaper technique's kind of not going to work. So no. Kind of got to let that dry a little bit. So you don't have to worry about it getting in there and touching the part that we just painted. Oh, everything's shored up. Alright, so still got a little bit of that in there, but we've got it away from the side marks so we can actually get some of our sanding paper in there. Kind of like the whole thought process behind it. I really wish my friction polish would have already hurt and got here. A little bit of love, I gotta give it some right there. Come on, Pepper. Burn that line one more time so it's good and visible. And then I think we're going to hit it with some oil. Why not? Alright, now I ask you guys. This part that we painted here on the thing, it's textured. So do I go over it with sandpaper to where the blue's only in the divots, or just leave it the way it is, let the light do the work? I'm thinking about just leaving her the way she is, hitting her with some oil, and seeing where it goes from there, because that's a pretty good sized bowl. Kind of like the way it contrasts and everything like that. Okay. This is the 33 solution. It's equal parts alcohol, shellac, and tung oil. Gotcha, Dan. Need to give a little bit more love to this rim up here. Rim job, eh? Right, we're trying to speed up a little bit. Damn, she's smooth. Turn the speed down. We're going to give her another coat. Actually, I want to see what it looks like. Oh, okay, yeah. Pop off, boo, do you? All right. There we go. Yeah, it does kind of a turquoise look to it, don't it? My Jesus. Alright, let me get my some of my tools out of the way so I can pop this damn thing off the chuck. I'm gonna go through right there. Cool. So much oak shavings up here, it's not even funny. Sit my big ass down for a minute. There we go. So, give me a second, I'll show you exactly what it came from. When I say it came off the beam, I mean it literally came straight off the barn beam. I don't know exactly how old this is, but pretty damn old, given the grain pattern and everything. And it gave my bowl gouge a run for its money. Normally I don't have that big of a problem with them, but damn. So I think it's kind of cool. It still got to put the oil on the very bottom of it, but I've also got to drill it to put my coin in there. What's up, Jose? 16.4 LOL. What the hell? Yeah, this is the finished part from the barn beam. Other than that, it's 3.5 hours. Sunday Spunday usually runs about 3. I am freezing my ass off, I'm not going to lie. It's been great hanging out with you guys, roasting the hecklers and everyone that wants to put their opinions on someone else, because, you know, they're their opinions and stuff like that. Sawdust down my damn hair. Please check out my sponsors. Got Wood LLC. Use the code WHACKER. We'll get a discount through them. Find by Tool. Links in the description. This is the FL1221 lathe. They sent me this. Strong ink pens. I didn't get to turn a pen today. It's just too damn cold. I might come out and do one tomorrow, maybe, depending if the kids have school or not. I've got some more sponsors that are sending some stuff my way. Simple Wood Tools. They said they were going to send me some stuff. Got another chuck coming. I've got a couple different lasers coming that I want to try some stuff with some bulbs on and stuff like that. So, you guys get a chance, like, swing back in. If you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Consider becoming a member. I'm going to have to start doing some more member stuff. I might end up doing a couple member-only lives throughout the week. I don't know. I believe that Ryan from 77 Rockets is going to go live today, as well as, hey, Dave, are you going live today, man? I do have, Dan, I'll tell you what, I got the affiliate link. After this post, if you want to comment on it, I'll go ahead and give you the direct affiliate link. I literally just got it like right before this this live stream, so I haven't got a chance to like spam it into anything or anything like that. Yes, I believe Ryan is going to be back at it today from what he said. Dave, are you going live today, bub? Sure would be cool if you were. Yes, I can show the bowl one more time. Red oak. Let me see if I get you up here. I've done some texturing with the chisel. Nothing crazy, just kind of like reverse scalloping cuts. And this is the barn beam that it actually came from. I've had this with me since I started woodworking. Every once in a while I knock a piece off of it and I use it. So Chase was bringing up red oak and all that cool stuff. Figured I'd make something out of barn beam. So there's that. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I could eat cereal out of it. So, what's up, soldier? Glad you made it. Other than that, I'm cold. I'm going inside. I'm getting warmed up. Peace. Love y'all. Have a nice day. Oh, come on, get over here now. Freezing.